Check it out. Blaze token is going to be sold for, this is crazy, 25 Tron per token. Now, this is a bit nutty. I still haven't made a video just kind of giving an update on where I'm going. I came logged into Blaze and I saw this link down here this morning, and I read through it and I want to share it with you. A lot of huge changes coming to Blaze. Up until this point, they've just been rumors, but they've made this official announcement here through Medium, which is awesome. But literally right now the Blaze token is on a little bit of bump, going for 5.5 Tron per token, and we may see a bigger bump as we get closer to these announcements coming to fruition. But the plan literally is for Blaze Economy 2.0 to roll out, and they internally are going to allow you to earn 25 Tron per Blaze token. This radically changes Blaze Economy as it currently sits. I'm going to talk about my thoughts towards the end of the article, but let's go ahead and go into the article. As many of you know, let me just say this. I'm still waiting to put out my video on the dApps that I'm currently in right now, what I'm a part of, my overall thoughts. I was researching Blaze, and I was just going to pull up a couple of websites to reference when I came across this announcement, and I thought it was more important to get this announcement first. So that video is still coming on my current update on the overall dApp space. That will be coming up probably in another later video. So as many of you know, we have had some big changes coming to Blaze Economy. As we head into month 6 of our existence, this is enormous. Very few dApps last 6 months. We decided as a team that the current dividend model is no longer sustainable. Due to that, the consistent price of Blaze is also no longer sustainable. Even as we continue to average one of the highest 7-day dividend ROIs across any Tron dApp, this is according to cryptodividends.com, by the way, the dividends are not what many of our most loyal players have come to expect. Instead of continuing to tweak our in-game mechanics, we are transitioning into what we officially are calling Blaze Economy 2.0. 2.0 is going to utilize revolutionary mechanics that have not been seen before in any dApp on any chain. Our 2.0 vision is an economy of beatable edge games with a shared exchange rate, deflationary token model, and the ability to guarantee a high sell price of all existing Blaze tokens. By beatable edge, this is important, we mean games like Machine that do not require dividend collection or selling the mined tokens to make a profit. The time you put into the Blaze Economy 2.0 will be directly related to how much profit you earn. We veered too far from our original rewarding active players motto, so we need to reset to get back on track. We think we have a much more sustainable plan that will not only turn Blaze into a deflationary token, but also help the market price rise, as well as encouraging engagement in our 2.0 economy. We will start by capping the Blaze supply at 420,000. Blaze it. No more Blaze will be able to be mined. Instead of mining Blaze for each contribution to the economy, players will burn power. Players will be able to use that burn power to burn their Blaze for a predetermined price of 25 Tron. The base rate of earning burn power will be proportional to the edge of the game you're playing. You will earn more burn power for the higher edge games. Instead of paying dividends, all volume will pay a % to the burn pool, which is used to pay out players who burn their existing Blaze for Tron. We will use our marketing fund to cover the pool just in case it ever comes close to running dry. So this is important. Instead of there being a dividend pool, there's going to be a burn pool. And that burn pool is what they're paying out people who are burning Blaze. We're going to run with only Machine at first to evaluate the stability of our new economy. Assuming all goes well, we will introduce our second beatable game. This is huge. Second beatable edge game. There will be many more details on this to come, but it will be similar to the classic game Chutes and Ladders. Players will pay to roll a dice, and the outcome will move them along a grid. Depending on where they land, they will earn points. There will also be special squares that either reward bonus points, ladders, or lose points, shoots. This game will be tied directly to the same central exchange rate that Machine uses, so each game will impact each other. Our second beatable edge game is stable. Once our second beatable edge game is stable, we will introduce Kings, Battles, and Bazaar. As stated before, higher edge games like Kings and Battles, we will ensure that the burning power earned is fair relative to the edge. Bazaar will then offer a very good opportunity to lower the TRX edge but keep the burning power earned the same. For players that hold a lot of Blaze, this is going to be especially helpful for you. It will allow you to use Blaze bucks to earn bonus burning power at a low edge, so you burn Blaze faster for TRX profits. There is a tremendous amount of work that goes into ensuring this happens smoothly. Here's the order on how we're approaching this complex transition. I mean, this is a full overhaul, and I think this is overall very positive. But as usual, I'll give you my overall thoughts once I'm done with the video. At the end of the video, we're working on updating the current contracts on the website right now. We have not committed quite yet to an exact release date for when the new changes will be live. Due to the amount of dev work that goes into this, we would rather keep grinding away and focus on getting it done right than pushing to meet deadlines. One day prior to the release, we will have everyone unfreeze their Blaze. We'll be able to unfreeze for players who are not actively looking at our announcements. Excuse me. We'll release the changes starting with the new 2.0 structure and machine. We will see how the stability of the new economy works, and we'll be ready to make any necessary minor tweaks to ensure it works perfectly. We will add the second beatable edge game to the economy. We will let this run for a bit and add in the previous games. By then, we'll have 4 games with slightly different edges and burn power earn rates. From there, we will focus on developing new, fun games that keep the economy moving forward. I know that's a lot, but we wanted to be as detailed as we can at this time to ensure a comfortable, seamless transition to Blaze Economy 2.0. We're incredibly excited about this change and truly think that it will revolutionize how people think about gaming dApps. As always, we are available on our Telegram, Discord, and in-game chat to answer any questions or concerns you may have. Blaze on. Okay. This is incredible overall. I mean, it's incredible. But let me get the bad out of the way. One thing that I don't like that this right here, we have not committed quite yet to an exact release date for when the new changes will go live. I think this is smart. I think the intention is smart. I think the way they're managing it is bad. I think it's a good intention not to set expectation like, for example, Trontopia does. Set a deadline, miss a deadline. Set a deadline, miss a deadline. That's not good for anyone. It causes development to rush. Hang on 1 minute. It causes people to rush development, mistakes can be made, etc., etc. However, I do think you should have some deadline. My recommendation when I was discussing with one of the devs was to put a deadline, a very conservative deadline out. If you think you're going to have it done in a week or two, say the deadline is going to be in a month. Say the deadline is going to be in 5 or 6 weeks. If you beat the deadline by 2 or 3 weeks, that's amazing. Under promise, over deliver. And I wish they did that because this really seems extremely non-committal, like we have no exact timeline. My number one fear for the platform right now, if I have a fear, my number one fear for the platform is that it gets abandoned. Because it's got to be very hard to develop on a platform when there's just not a lot of interest right now. Like right here, there's 3 people holding points. Means there's 3 players right now. 3 players. There's just not a lot going on right now. There's a lot more in chat, and there's a lot more playing Kings than are actually playing the machine because the rate drops and it stays there. And which they're, by the way, that's part of what they're working on fixing. This will help fix it because finally I feel like the Blaze team sees their own problem with their own platform. I mean, I read the stuff in chat, and I really respect some of the guys in chat, but I'm like, wow, they are clueless. I mean, 100% clueless because they don't even understand some of the stuff they're recommending. They don't even understand the math of the platform, and I'm not going to tell you that I have a full grasp of the math of the platform, but I see the problem, and I don't think many people do, except it looks like right now the development team, I think they've always seen the problem. They were just trying to get to the solution a different way, and I think if they follow through on what they're saying they're going to do right here, this is going to be huge and enormous. I'm just concerned that, you know, when it's got to be a little bit emotionally taxing to be able to grind away. Like Blaze Officer, for example. I mean, he's been grinding on this for a while. And the guy, from a developer standpoint, I mean, he clearly knows what the frick he's doing. I mean, on some level, he's genius. Clearly. But you grind away on a platform, you grind away, and then it starts to catch up speed, and it gets busy, and people start playing it, and it's starting to get popular, and your tokens showing up on the exchanges, and then when you go past that peak, and it just slowly dies off, to the point that it's crawling right now, then for him to be able to, if he continues to program through this and he starts implementing these changes, if he gets these changes done, I don't even care what happens to the platform. I got to tell you something. That guy is a developer that somebody needs to pay to hire and pay him a ridiculous amount of money, because he's got the fortitude and tenacity that it takes to see a project through. I don't think most people have that, especially in this space, because it's such a volatile space, and it moves so fast. So, with that being said, they found here's the number one issue right now with Blaze. Here's why there's not enough people playing. The number one issue right now is the rate doesn't move. It doesn't go up. I've heard people say things, oh, we should shorten the timer again. We should, oh, we should allow buying points, all this stuff. People don't understand mathematically that does not actually help the rate go up. And that's the number one concern. The rate has to hit 1.01. The reason I'm not playing right now is the rate's not hitting 1.01. The reason I was willing to sell some Blaze tokens, and I did sell some Blaze tokens, I'll cover that in when I cover where I'm at in the DApp space. I sold Blaze tokens for 3 Tron each, all the way down to 3 Tron. I'm not worried about it, per se, and I almost bought back in right after I sold. But I had the reason I sold. But part of what kept me from buying back in is I thought, you know what, I can use that Tron somewhere else better, because it's just not, the points exchange rate is just not going up enough. And when it does go up to 1.01, when there's only 2 or 3 people playing, it's hard to play in a way where you're going to win Tron unless you just sheerly get lucky. So you have to understand that the way this works, when it hits 1.01 and everybody starts rolling and selling their points, what tends to happen, the way you can beat the game, is other people are having bad luck, so when they're rolling, they're keeping the rate up. But you can be having average luck or just less bad luck than they're having. And when you're rolling at a positive edge. You cannot roll at a positive edge all by yourself, because every roll determines the current edge of the game, so you either get lucky or not. I hope that's clear to you. That's something that I don't think a lot of people fully understand. So in order to be able to actually make money at a rate at 1.01, you need to have a lot of people playing, a lot of people selling, a lot of people rolling. And right now, there's just not a lot of people paying attention. Unfortunately, they turned Blaze into a dividend model. Some of the players that were here will never be back. Ever, ever, ever. And I hate to say that for the Blaze development team. I do think that one of the weaknesses that they have is understanding what I'm saying right now, basically. When you attract players because they want to come for high dividends, they were never here to earn the Tron from the game. Never, at all. Most of them didn't even care about it. They were just trying to mine tokens, earn dividends. Those players are never going to come back. And there was, at the peak, that was a sizable percentage of players, because the dividends were so amazing. So those players will never come back. But you'll need to work on attracting new players. And again, that can take time. The other thing that I don't care for is that I don't understand the long-term effects of Blaze. So I personally messaged Blaze officer and said, so are you trying to just get rid of Blaze? Because if something's a deflate, what they're doing, if it's not clear to you what they're going to do, you're going to be able to burn your Blaze that you own in game. So right now I have 1,600 Blaze. You're going to be able to burn those Blaze at a rate of 25 Tron per Blaze. That's not instant. The way I understand it, you'll be able to put up like some of your Blaze to burn, and it's based off the burn power that you earn. You earn burn power by playing the game, and basically, if the game, like machine or whatever, has a 1% edge, then every wager, 1% of that is going to go towards your burn power. And so you'll be able to get that back for your divs, is the way that I'm understanding it. And I don't mean that's going to be an exact 1%. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But you're going to get, based off your play, you're going to get burn power. And you're going to use that burn power to get your Blaze tokens. And it's going to be set internally at 25 Tron. it's going to take a while to burn your blaze if you have a lot, in part because there's only so many people playing. I think the burn pool is only going to be so big because there's only so many people playing. So they're saying that you can earn a larger share of that burn pool by playing higher edge games. All that sounds great. It sounds amazing. It sounds very interesting. I kind of like it. It should cause the token price to go up. Those of us who want to play Blaze, it's going to allow us to get, basically 25,000 Tron right here. We can go and buy some Blaze here, and I may be buying some Blaze. I'm going to try to watch the price. I may be buying some Blaze just because it's going to be a good earner to be able to burn Blaze. Or the price of Blaze could go up. I mean, imagine if this kicks off, you'll be able to burn your Blaze faster. You'll be able to earn burn power faster. So if Blaze Economy 2.0 actually kicks off well, why not buy Blaze at 10 or 20 Tron if you're able to sell it within a reasonable amount of time, or not sell it within a reasonable amount of time? If you know you're going to be one of the main players and you're going to play, then you might as well buy it at 20, knowing you're going to get 25 for it through your gameplay. And ideally, if it works the way that it should, you're going to be able to earn Tron just for your gameplay. Now, the beatable game mechanic is what's huge. Every game planning to come out, like Machine, every new game coming out, my understanding at this point, there's one new game, Shoots and Ladders, and I think there's another one on the drawing board that actually they haven't started working on yet, but it's in the works if they can get Shoots and Ladders launched properly. Shoots and Ladders, that version, they'll call it something else probably, but that game is supposed to have a biddable edge as well, is my understanding. It all ties to Machine, which Machine has a beatable edge, and it works to fix Machine. Shoots and Ladders, the feed for Shoots and Ladders is supposed to feed through the main points exchange, which means, like Kings, like Battles, like Bazaar, or like Kings and Battles, it pushes the points exchange up. So it should cause 1.01 to be hit more often. That is the only problem with Blaze. It's missing the mechanic that you were playing Kings a lot. Hang on. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold going on. But people were playing Kings a lot in the beginning, but I think most people didn't realize the edge was enormous. So when you lost at Kings, you really lost a lot. But that's what caused the rate to go up. It helped contribute to the game at its peak. A lot of people were playing. A lot of people were also earning the Blaze token back then. It had a good value. So even if you were losing because the edge was high, you had a good value in the token, and you could sell the token. The dividends were nice that you were earning, etc., etc. So they're moving away from that, but now you're going to earn burn power from your Blaze, and you'll be able to from the game, and you'll be able to burn your Blaze faster. So of course that will help the rate go up. It will give people who have a lot of Blaze, they're going to want to play Kings just to be able to get their burn power, just so they can earn burn power a little bit faster. Now, here's what's missing. What happens once you're done burning? They've not discussed this, at least not publicly at all. I had one conversation briefly with the dev, and my question was, okay, so are you getting rid of Blaze token? Because I thought, okay, they're just going to move to a gaming platform, which is awesome. It's revolutionary. But they're just going to move to a gaming platform where you have 2 or 3 or 4 beatable games. Let me explain beatable again, because I just don't think most people grasp this. It means that you can play a game, and if you play it properly, once you understand the rules, you are able to, within some reason, you can have some reasonable expectation of actually earning a profit long term. It's not like going to go play dice where you know that you know that you know. Without long term, no matter how much luck you have, if you play enough, you're going to lose playing dice on a typical casino. You can play points exchange when this game is going well. You can play the points exchange, you can play the machine, and have a reasonable expectation that you're going to earn Tron. In fact, I think it's the dude right here. If you go look at his stats, I think he's the one. He's massively positive playing points exchange, just the machine points exchange rate. He's massively positive in Tron. That's what it means when it says beatable. So their next 2 or 3 games are going to be beatable. Well, I thought, okay, they're just going to a beatable platform. They're not really turning it into a deflationary token. they're turning it into a burn token, but they're ultimately wanting it to deflate and have less token in circulation, which I think is good, less tokens in circulation. But my question was, okay, so what's the future goal of the token? And the dev said, well, ultimately, we would, because I was like, I specifically said, are you planning to get rid of the token? Like, are you wanting it to die out? And he came back and said, no, absolutely not. And I thought, well, what's the future plan? And he said, well, if some future plan, we would like to consider reintroducing divs. But they don't mention this at all in the article, which makes it challenging for me, because if you told me that, I don't want to sell any of my tokens. I don't want to burn them. And I don't think it's fair to expect people to burn tokens. I think part of the reason they're not saying that is because they don't want people to, they want people to burn their tokens to get supply down. Because the biggest holders of the tokens right now, by far the biggest holders, are the active players. But I think people would still burn. I mean, it's a good way to hedge your weakness. It's a great way to say, hey, I'm too heavy in Blaze, which I was at one point way too heavy in Blaze. And so it's a good way to be like, okay, I'm too heavy in Blaze. I don't want to sell it on the exchange and dump the price. I would rather wait, play the game, get 25 Tron per Blaze over time. I would rather do that. And then I'm going to hold a portion of them for the hope that maybe they'll reintroduce some sort of dividend model in the future. If they reintroduce a dividend model, I don't think it's going to be, the focus is not going to be about div. So I don't think you're going to see, it's not going to be way up on crypto dividends or nothing. It's just going to be a way to, here we go. Hey everyone, just to clarify, we are not against reintroducing divs in the future. Okay, Blaze Manager just said that, which is awesome. He's one of the admins in Telegram and in here. He responded to this. So that's awesome. So you got it here. They are talking about potentially, they're not saying they are or they will not. They're just saying they're not against reintroducing divs in the future. I think that's a good thing. I would like to see a dividend being reintroduced in the future. The problem is they're not committing to it, so don't expect it, basically, I guess. So we'll see. I wish they were clear on what they wanted to do. Yeah, the dude is right. Deflationary token with divs, that could really pump the price a lot long term. See, that's exactly right. If it was about the price of the token. But again, if it's that, so here's the problem with the team. They really don't, and this kind of proves it. They do not have a 100% clear vision. I think this is the clearest vision. This article is the clearest vision we've seen. They clearly are going to, the primary purpose of the platform is to have it beatable Tron games. Revolutionary, beatable Tron DApp games. Something nobody has. To be honest with you, this is like, this is monumental, and it's also going to have to be monumental to pull it off and make it work right. So it's going to be interesting. The great thing about that is you don't have to buy Blaze to participate. You don't have to worry about mining Blaze. You can just pay attention to the platform, watch it, play a little bit. This is not going to be like a dead casino, I don't think. It's dead right now, but I think there will always be players playing it because it's under active development right now. When I say it's dead, it's not totally dead, but it's kind of dead. But I think that as they roll out new updates one by one, I think it's going to reignite some interest among people who just like to play, who just want to play. And they're going to be burning the token, which is awesome. The best thing about burning the token, the way they're doing it, this development team, they've done their best to try to honor the players. Even if you were here for the dividend model, you racked up a ton of Blaze and you're like, I don't want to sell my Blaze at 5. I don't want to sell my Blaze at 3. I don't want to sell my Blaze below 10. Well, they're doing what they can, short of just buying all Blaze at a set price, which would be stupid on their part and impossible. They're doing what they can to help ensure that if you amass a ton of Blaze in the glory days, you can still get a fair price for that Blaze. What development team does this? That's one of the things that I love about this development team. I think they keep doing everything right by the community within reason. And that's just another example of that. I just wish they were clear in their vision. We want the platform to go here. This is exactly what we're going for. For example, I wish they would have said, we have 3 main goals. To create a platform whose primary function is to have beatable games. To create a token for that platform, supported by divs in the future, to decrease the token supply, so the divs may be reasonable, the price may be supported high, may be high, but the dividends are not, permanent, or I'm sorry, dividends are not. I think they're sorry. Let me restate this. First of all, the focus should be the Tron positive game, gaming edge where you can earn Tron playing games. That should be the first focus. Decrease supply. Every single DApp, in my opinion, their supply is way too high. Decrease supply. They're basically going to limit the supply to 420. That's awesome. But then, why on the token? I think the only reason on the token long term is to reintroduce divs. But you don't ever say that, and you're not committed to that yet. They're saying we're open to it, but they haven't committed to it. And that's the problem with the Blaze team. They don't have a extremely clear vision, but it looks like the future vision is becoming more clear. Here's what I can tell you. I'm watching this right here. Here's, someone asked me in the Blaze chat not to FUD it. First of all, some people are already going to consider this FUD, and I absolutely do not care. Because for my viewers and my subscribers, I just want to give my clear thoughts as an observer in this space. I'm watching these 1 through 8 here, and I'm watching to see what Blaze Manager does, and I'm Blaze Officer in the development team. And if they start making changes that do not line up with this, it's going to cause me concern, because I think part of the problem is they've made too many changes too fast in the past, looking for like a short-term stimulus to the community. And I would prefer to see that they're committed to a future goal and they're able to stick to that goal long term. And I think this is a step in the right direction. And in my opinion, they could not have come out with a better announcement right now. Now it's just a matter of sitting back and watching what happens. So what are my current plans? I'm probably going to pick up a little bit more Blaze. I don't know that I'm going to go in as heavy as I was. It all depends on what the price is. I'm going to watch the price. And so I'm probably going to pick up a little bit more Blaze, because I will play. I will earn burn power, and I will burn some Blaze. I'm probably going to always hold on to some Blaze. At least that's my thought right now. I'm going to hold on to some Blaze long term. Because if they came out with a dividend model, I would love that. I think that would be just amazing. I can tell you here as well, in a perfect world, I'm not going to do it right now, but I was around about 4,500 Blaze. If you had the willpower and the ability to just hold on to those 4,500 Blaze, it would be extremely high risk. But if they ever institute if they ever go back to a dividend model, almost any DApp that has any traction can get 100,000 Tron in a dividend pool. Most DApps can do that, and more, if they have any traction at all. Well, if you own 1% of that, that's 1,000 Tron a day. That's somewhere between 10 to, at current Tron prices, somewhere between $15 to $30 a day just from one DApp, earning 1,000 Tron a day. That would be pretty interesting. Now, the good news is they're going to be below 420,000. I mean, they're going to have a super low supply. So if they ever do reinstitute the divs, man, that could really be amazing. Even when the focus isn't even supposed to be about divs, you follow me? That's the thing. The focus doesn't have to be about the divs. If the business model is right, the dividends will show up. If the business model is the first priority, divs will take care of themselves. I am still hopeful that Blaze Economy is the best DApp that can exist. I'm extremely hopeful because I like where they're going. The only other DApp, someone said to me, I'm looking forward to seeing new DApps. I'm tired of Blaze Economy. I think they're dead. I'm looking forward to new DApps where you can earn an edge. Good luck. You'll wait the rest of your freaking life. Up until this point, the only game in the history of mankind that had a positive expectation inside of any gaming platform is multiplayer poker. Like Texas Hold'em, Omaha. That's the only game ever in the history of mankind. So what they're doing is truly, truly revolutionary. When I first showed up and started playing Machine, I loved the divs. I wasn't going to sell nothing. The divs are amazing. But it was unbelievable to watch with a little bit of discipline how you could earn playing Machine. Just playing Machine. That was unbelievable. And I'm like, wow, there's professional poker players. One day there might be professional Blaze players. Of course, that's, a long-term, fantasy in the future. But that's crazy. Like, can they pull that off? I don't know if they can, but they're far closer to pulling off something that is truly, truly revolutionary than 99% of crypto products in the top 20 on CoinMarketCap right now, in my personal opinion. I mean, it's a long shot. It doesn't mean they're going to be able to pull it off, but they are actively working towards it. They actively currently have a goal of creating a positive edge, beatable edge gaming platform. When I say positive edge, beatable edge, understand there's still an edge, but with the proper against you, but with the proper play, you can overcome the edge without having to require solely on luck. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. You can check out Blaze Economy. If you go down to the description, look at my crypto passive income strategy newsletter. I have an entire series on learning how to play Blaze Economy. Just know that I need to re-update that. I do talk about the dividends. I do talk about mining Blaze, and all that's going to go away. But if you want to learn the basics of how to play, subscribe down to the crypto passive income strategy newsletter. You're also one of the first, as my newsletter subscribers, I oftentimes will give you a heads up. In fact, I've got a plan. I'm going to be talking about another DApp here, possibly in the next couple of days, and my newsletter subscribers will be the first to get a heads up on that. So be sure to subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on the future of Blaze? And be honest with me. If you're positive about it, great. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, tell me. Don't just say I like it or don't like it. What is it you like? What is it you don't like? What do you think about the future? Do you think they're going to be able to pull off what they're looking to pull off here with the platform as a whole? And developers, if any of you are watching this, I would love for you to come out and say, yes, long term we want to reinstitute a dividend model, or no, we do not. And please be clear on what you're looking to be able to do. I would love to know that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone.